Right. So we have just a few minutes left, and I want to make sure I, of course, talk about the big news of the last month, which is Slack being acquired by Salesforce. And I want to put that in a context. There's been a lot of conversation about the impact of monopolies and antitrust on tech. And I want to ask, could Slack have survived on its own without being acquired? Or do medium-sized tech companies need courts and regulators to help them?
No, well, I mean, so there's all kinds of companies around the same size as us that I think are thriving. And um, I'm not sure I totally agreed with the editorial positioning at the beginning of this the interview, because we are a company that launched, let's see, not quite 7 years ago. So it's like 6.5 years ago, and are at around $1 billion run rate for revenue, and we're growing incredibly quickly. We added 12,000 net new paid customers last quarter compared to 5,000 the year before, so 140% growth. And you look around, there's, I think, a misconception that Slack hasn't been successful in the enterprise. The largest government contractor in the United States is wall-to-wall on Slack. The number one retailer, wall-to-wall on Slack. The number one in apparel, wall-to-wall on Slack. The country's largest issuer of credit cards, wall-to-wall on Slack. And stepping a little bit further out, we have customers like the Veterans Affairs Administration, operators of the largest integrated healthcare system in the US. That's enterprise. So I think we would have been fine on our own, and we were fine, and we were very successful. I think there is the opportunity for something that's a really unique combination here that this might sound silly, but that what Brett Taylor and I would call 1 + 1 = 7. We were looking for really a nonlinear impact, and it's not just we have some software, they got a lot of salespeople, and so we're going to sell more of our software. That there's a real opportunity to shift the way that people work.
Right. But Slack has argued in an antitrust suit against Microsoft in Europe that its bundling of Teams and Office is anti-competitive. Are you planning to file any further legal action against Microsoft?
No, that's working its way through the system. And it's just something that happens in the normal course of business. You can look at Google and Oracle going at each other back and forth. AWS is clearly number one in cloud, and still made a complaint about the Defense Department's JEDI contract going to Microsoft and litigated that. It would be foolish, I think, and kind of a breach of our fiduciary duty to shareholders to kind of just sit back and let anti-competitive, illegal bundling behavior happen and not complain about it. Because if what's the point of having regulations if they don't get enforced? And I think over the long run, it's not a fast process, but over the long run, the European Commission will find in our favor, and we'll see how that works out.